Into the realm of the PL-89, into the realm of the higher time, into the realm of the Messiah time. It is simple to sing the tune, match the sun up with the sun before the moon, as per Psalm 72. The two calendars are one, match the moon up with the sun. Yaakov and Esav, Tikkun and Tohu, and with that our work is done. This is the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar for Friday, February 6th, 2026, and it is Yom Shishi, the 6th day of the week. The 19th day of Shvat, 5786. The parsha is Yitro, or Yisro, depending on your pronunciation. And the Daf Yomi is Menachot 26, which is very interesting. Menachot 26 comes out on 2/6 of 2/6. Today is February 6th. That's 2/6, and that's in 2026, and it's Menachot 26. Little lineup there, and that's really what this PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar is all about. It's all about lining up numbers and matching things, and like the song says, that's the kind of the theme song that I sing now. Interestingly enough, I started singing the theme song to the PL-89 last week. Actually, it's quite close to 2 weeks ago, but like last week was Shabbos Shira. Last Shabbos was B'Shalach. So it's like singing, and the song came in and around like the Tuesday of either Monday or Tuesday of Parshat B'Shalach. So it's like Shabbos Shira. So that's another way that things are lining up. They're correlating. It's all about correlating. And the two main principles in this calendar are the sun and the moon. We use a secular calendar for all kinds of things. And we use a Jewish calendar for all kinds of things. But this calendar is both of them in one. And if you're familiar with the Hebrew calendar or the Gregorian calendar, and you're thinking, well, wait a minute, this doesn't look like it's that many days. I mean, does this look like 365 days or 354 days, respectively, for the solar and lunar calendar? Doesn't look like it. So how is it used as a solar and lunar calendar? The answer is that this is 90 days. And this calendar essentially repeats itself 4 times in a year. And this is a 3-month calendar, but this 3-month calendar is replicated or quadrupleized, whatever the word is, 4 times in a year. It's quadrupleized in 1 year. And there's a common denominator about the months, the types of months, these groups of 3, these 4 groups of 3. Each of these 3 months have a certain quality to it. And there's 4 groups of 3 months, and there's also 3 groups of 4 months. There's the fixed seasons. The 3 months are the 90 days, what the calendar is, but that happens 4 times a year, and each one of those are a different season of the year. And depending on what kind of month it is, it will all be the same for that set. For example, right now we are in February/Shvat, or Shvat/February. In astrology, if you look up Aquarius, which is the main dominant sign of these 2 months, it starts in late January, but it goes through early February, and most of the time it's in January and February. It's called a fixed month. Aquarius is a fixed month. And so, in this calendar, every fixed month, whether it's February or whether it's May, or whether it's August, or whether it's November. If you know astrology, if you're familiar with it, you'll recognize those months. It will always start right here and go like this. And it doesn't matter if it's a Hebrew month or a Gregorian, moon or the sun. It doesn't matter. It'll always start here. And the difference between the two is also taken into consideration. For example, in this particular month, it's called a plus or minus 13 reality, respectively. Why is that? Because the difference or the distance between the Jewish calendar and the secular calendar is 13 points, which means that the Jewish calendar is 19 of Shvat, and the secular calendar is 6 of February. So 6 plus 13 is 19, or 19 minus 13. I do both. It's called a minus 13 reality and a plus 13 reality. And that is the formula of the distance between the sun and the moon for each month that we go through, that we see them together. And because this is also Julian calendar, and the Julian calendar will take a little bit longer to explain, so I'll just keep it, suffice it to say that at this point in time, the Julian calendar is 13 days behind the Gregorian calendar. So the Julian calendar is on February 6th right now. I'm sorry, no. Julian calendar is on, you have to minus February 6th minus 13. So it's like 6 and then January 24th, January 23rd, something like that, around there. But as it so happens to be, the Julian calendar, the Hebrew calendar now is 13 days ahead of the Gregorian calendar. So it's the same function, it's the same numbers on the calendar as a Julian versus the Gregorian. And I consider that a kind of lining up, if you will. But anyway, on the solar calendar, the number is, since it's the February 6th, the number will be 11. Because February 1 starts here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 is going to be, if you can see here, number 11. Okay? Which is very interesting. There's another lineup, because 11 in English Gematria, if you go E-L-E-V-E-N, in English Gematria it equals 63. And 63 equals Friday. Friday equals 63. And today is Friday. So the fact that we're on 11, and 11 equals 63, and 63 equals Friday, and today is Friday, is another lineup. And when enough of these lining ups happen, connections are made. Logical, simple, demonstrable connections are made. And when enough of these connections are made, the hope is, the goal is, the idea is that truth can be revealed just that obviously, just that clearly, just that openly, just that demonstratively. In the same way I can say that today is Friday, and Friday equals 63, and ELEVEN equals 63, and we are right here on box 11 on this calendar, which we are, and it's countable, it's verifiable, demonstratable, then any other truth claim will be just that easy and obvious to explain. That's the purpose behind this calendar, the main purpose. And there's other purposes, sub-purposes, and many, many other different applications, ramifications. But the main thing is to develop a cohesive and coherent, what they call a theory of everything. And that was one of the titles that I had for this PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Thought Calendar. I called it a theory of everything presented in calendar form. physicists, mathematicians, and scientists have this thing called a theory of everything. It's like how everything works, either scientifically, through physics, through mathematics, and this is my endeavor at that, within the context of the Jewish and Gregorian calendar. So that's what the PL-89 Gematriatic Quantum Plot Calendar is. Today, the number is 11, because it's the sixth box. Okay. And on the lunar calendar, because it's the 19th day of Shvat, will be a number 1 right here. If you count 19 boxes from here, you'll get to a number 1. So the process is, the method is, to take the solar number. Remember, like the song said, it is simple to sing the tune, match the sun up with the moon. And then the next verse goes, the two calendars are one, match the moon up with the sun. It just reverses them back and forth. Which happens to be very interesting, very appropriate and suitable for me, because many of my own planets in my birth chart, that's almost evenly divided. Besides for a few, the further away planets, but the main planets, whether it's the rising, whether it's the sun sign, the moon, Mercury, Venus, it's all about even between Cancer and Leo. Those two, which is water and fire, which is the moon and the sun. It's really interesting that, okay, like rising sign, I think it's Cancer, Jupiter, Cancer, moon, Leo, Mercury, Leo, Venus, did I say Venus? Leo, Mercury, Leo, what else? Moon is in Leo. Sun is in Cancer, Jupiter Cancer. I think, I'm not sure about Saturn. I think Saturn might be Leo, but I'm not sure. I think Mars is in Virgo. But at any rate, the point is that to understand the moon and the sun, I think it's appropriate for me to be making these connections. So 1 and 11 is 12. And 12 has a numerical value of 87, because TWELVE equals 87. And 87 equals Litecoin, LITECOIN. And in the system of trading cryptocurrency, Litecoin was always traded as associated with Friday. Whether it could be traded any day of the week, but its main day was Friday. It was sourced or rooted in Friday. So there's another connection between Litecoin and Friday and 12. And many times I would get, let's just say, or sometimes, whatever, Sprite equals 87, then it would be inclined to get it on Friday, because, not you don't have to, but at one point I was getting really strict with these laws. You have to drink this on this day because it equals this number. You can take it too far. I admit that. You can take it too far. But the point is that it's a calendar of the sun and the moon, and you add the two sun and moon number together to get a certain number. So today the number is 12, and you attempt to do something with that number. That number, see, 12 is a bit lower for names. So if I would do 12, it's like, there's no name that's L. It'd just be last name. So maybe the initials was last name. But if, let's say the number was 87, I could say Veronica. And then Veronica would be connected to today, because 87 equals Veronica.